being outside of the country. So I found myself really anxious all the time because I was worried about my family and friends, because the internet was down and everything. So I had quite a difficult time understanding exactly what was going on based on the resources and the media coverage from Azerbaijan. And that is when it hit me. I realized I cannot make an objective judgment of what's going on based on one side, based on representation from one side.
Correct.
So my another Azeri friend and I, we started getting together, and he was signed up in Telegram channels of Nagorno-Karabakh run by Armenians and all these Armenian groups. So we would puzzle together information from Azeri and Armenian sources in order to make sense of what was actually going on, trying to avoid as much propaganda as possible.
And what did you find out?
I mean, it's difficult. For us, it was, I guess, slightly easier because we were outside of the conflict zone. We were that much fed into the energy. Like Kamran said, like people are fed with energy that then political powers use to move things forward. Being away from that kind of helped us to be more rational about our judgment. At the same time, for me as a student from Azerbaijan in a majority Armenian state, it was very difficult because I felt underrepresented, misrepresented even. That's why I wrote that article. Azerbaijan was only portrayed as an aggressor, as someone who is literally about to commit another genocide of the 21st century, which obviously was not the narrative or anything that was close to reality of what was happening.
I mean, they didn't even mention Russia, right? The Russia was the real player there.
Right.
But they said nothing about it. And coming to genocide, how can you call it a genocide? Like, they call every war a genocide.
Right.
The one that they called the Armenian genocide that committed by Turks was a war. It was a war.
Right.
That's how wars were back then. That's what people did. Like, have you not read the history? I mean, that's what people did. They killed each other. They still do. Right. But they call it a genocide because it fits their narrative. Playing victim is just plays so good these days. And they make use of it, right? And no one mentioned Russia, which was more, let's say, demoralizing than Armenians saying their, mysterious or mythical agendas. Russia was the real instigator.
Right.
Those guys were basically the ones that fueled the aggression.
Proxy wars are becoming a thing because the big powers can't afford to fight each other. They have the weapons are too strong, so they do their skirmishes in small countries where you're not going to end up with nuclear strikes.
Yeah.